Hi there, hope you're doing well. Martin here, founder of Paradigm Shift. I'm going to give you a quick tour of our BPT on-demand course. So first thing to mention is this is actually two courses in one. We've got the BPT tuition course where we go through, and I'll come back to what all of these icons mean, but we go through the workbook and give you lots of practice content to go through. So that's one course, and then we have the BPT Masterclass. This is a revision course, and again, I'll come back to some of these content examples later, and that's purely looking at all the patterns in the past papers and what you tend to be tested on. We used to have these as two separate courses. We thought we'd just bundle them together, make it easier. So with all our courses, we always have on the left-hand side this path and discuss. So the path is just where you can pick what you're studying. You can open things, close them very easily. We also have the discuss tab where you can ask any questions. Nothing there at the moment because I'm recording this before we launch the course, but we can reply and then hopefully help some other students at the same time. The navigation bar you can just minimize if you want to just have more screen space, but yeah. So we've got a few introductory things for you to look at and then some content on the syllabus updates. Next thing we would do is get into the tuition course. So this is going through, as I said, the workbook and not looking at past paper questions yet. So we condense the relevant chapter. You can see depends about 25 minutes there, just 5 minutes for chapter 3, 8 minutes for chapter 4. So we sometimes call those the turbo revision videos. And they're basically PowerPoints where we really quickly go through the core content. As you can see, after each video for each chapter, we always have a PDF. So I'll bring one up, for example, chapter 1, the short form questions. And so this goes through the workbook. We create 25 questions, then the answers, and then some more. So because chapter 1 looks, it's quite a lot in there. So we have multiple sets. So you can print this off if you want. You don't have to. You can just save it. But this gets you really actively working with the workbook through quick questions. So not meant to be full exam standard. Don't worry, just to get the core knowledge, because there is unfortunately a lot to learn in BPT. So we go through all the different chapters there. And that might seem like a lot, but remember, you're only looking at 15 minutes perhaps to do the video and then the short form questions. So it's not as bad as it looks. And many people speed up the videos. I think the maximum speed is 2 times speed if you want. After that, you can get into the BPT Masterclass. This, as I said, is a revision course. So looking at the patterns in the past papers, because there's certain things the examiners like to test again and again. So we really focus on those. So we've got quite a lot on personal tax, as many topics. Company tax, and then company tax with an international angle. Ethics, nice easy marks in there. Stamp duty, VAT, and then there's some downloads to have a look at as well. We will be adding, you can see soon, some past paper debriefs as well. But let me just give you an example. I just pick personal tax, part 3 of 4. So we have video, let's say loss relief options for an individual. So that's 16 minutes. I'm not going to play the video, don't worry. Just try and pick a bit in there that will show you sort of how we organize the content. Hopefully that will work. So yeah. So this is what we call the skeleton notes. So we take the topic and you can download the PDFs. It's got a little paperclip icon, there, to download all of this if you want. And we try and create a diagram, and this looks like a lot. This is actually probably picked a bad example. There's lots on here, but it's just trying to represent the core points that we see again and again in the past papers. Everything in the masterclass section 6 onwards, is not really based by looking at the workbook. Instead, we look at the past papers, what they like to test again and again, and we work backwards from that. So it gives you some quick reference reminders if you want to print this and take this into the exam. We obviously talk you through what all of this means. And yeah, it's just a quick, nice reference resource. So we will tell you, what to look out for every time this topic is tested, what the examiners like to test. So that's the video and downloadable PDFs. You can see the paperclip icon there. And then as a rule, we always have questions on every video that we do. So this course, all the courses that we do, we just think this learning platform that we've got, we kind of selected it, to be honest, because it's so easy to create questions, whether it's the quick fire questions like this or the downloadable PDF short form questions, we call them. So here we've got 14 questions just on loss relief options for an individual, going through the video, and you click through, obviously try and complete them. At the end, it will tell you the questions that you got wrong. It will show you what you got right as well. But what you got wrong is more important, obviously. unless you were guessing, I suppose. You can print that off or save it, and it gives you some focus as to what areas to look at for next time. And that's how it works, really. So we split it all down into the different topics. In the introductory section for the BPT Masterclass, we've got some general tips and tricks, so 3 different parts to the introductory presentation. And then we've got here, this is just last thing I'll show you, revision question index PDF. So it's got the intro, skip ahead. But basically, here we've gone into the past papers and the question bank as well, and the ICAW mocks. I think there's a couple of ICAW sample papers, although they're a bit old now, but that's what it means there, SP sample paper. Anyway, this is the topic area of company tax. So this would correspond here with the company tax section. So these are all the topics that we found in the past papers. These are all the examples of that topic area. So you can see purchase of own shares is very, very popular there. And this is really useful because you can take a bit of revision time. Let's say you want to look at the research and development large company rules, and you look just at those 4. You look in here, so company tax, where is it? R&D large company. You've got a video and some questions. You can really focus in on just one part of the syllabus and learn it properly. What we don't want you to do is look at the past papers, and then that probably brings up 7 or 8 different topic areas, particularly in the question 1, and you look at it and think, I'm never going to master this, there's far too much here. So we really try and break it right down into small chunks and get each one done properly and then move on. That will really help with your revision. So yeah, I hope that was useful. This is a very difficult paper, unfortunately. That's why we've got 2 different ways of doing it, really. So looking at the general tuition, and then we've got the past paper focus. But it works very well. We've got very high pass rate for this course or combination of courses now. So I hope that's all clear. Let us know if you have any questions on this or the other resources that we produce.